Greetings, I'm Demonac, and it's arena time. Alright, I need to recover from that last run, so we're gonna go mage again, even though it always seems to fail me. Better, damn it. Okay. And we're off to a pretty bad start. We have two guys that would be good in a priest deck, not so much a mage, and the Cold Light Oracle, which, not my favorite, giving my opponent's cards. So we're going to take the Blade Master. Good, so he can sort of fight. Smith, not very magey, so we'll go Harvest Golem. I almost said Hearthstone Golem, which I guess would be appropriate because he's a beating machine. But Ice Barrier, not so exciting. Dark Iron Dwarf is pretty awesome, though. Mirror Image is very good. I don't really want to turn up the Mirror Image. Especially Lord of the Arena is a little fragile for my taste. If I took the Mech Warper, I could go down that road of trying to build sort of a mech thing. I don't know how many I'm going to get. The Piloted Shredder is clearly the theoretical best out of these for the arena. I mean, he gives you the most stats. I just don't like... I find when I get him in my hand and I play him, I don't like him very much. I'm not complaining in this particular instance about the utter randomness of what he's giving you. I don't like spending 4 mana and getting a 4/3 because he's usually very easily killed. So even though in theory he's quite a strong package, it doesn't feel as good in practice to me. But I'm going to take him anyway. Mirror Entity is pretty good. We'll take that. It's got secret power and plus it's there. Hurricane Explosion is tempting. If I knew I was going to get some spell power, like relatively cheap spell power guys, I would definitely take this. I think I'm going to take the Tidehunter instead, because I don't have a lot of 2-cost stuff, and it's pretty fighty. Mechanical Yeti. This is a Mechanical Yeti. It's cool. Should I take the Sorcerer's Apprentice or the Mirror Image? I mean, I want both, because they work together. They give you that, like, crazy... sort of stall your opponent's start. I know, I'll take the Patriarch, because he sucks, and it would avoid having to choose between 2 good cards. No. I guess I'm going to take the Apprentice, because she actually kills things, and the Mirror Image doesn't. The Nullifier or the Teacher, that's another tough one. I don't really have any taunt yet, so I should probably take him. I don't have that many spells yet. She does fight better. No, let's take the Arcane Nullifier. Even though he presents less interesting play options, he's still pretty cool. I have virtually no spells for killing, which tempts me to take this guy, but I've got to take the Raging Worgen because I'm a mage, and he's insanely good. Speaking of insanely good, Alpha. Wow, this stuff keeps coming, man. I could take another Mirror Image, which would be great, or the Acolyte of Pain to draw me more cards. I guess I'm going to go Acolyte of Pain. Probably a bad move. Probably should have just taken the Gnome to draw me cards. Even though I could draw more cards from the Acolyte of Pain, the Gnome is more likely to be useful, and it costs 5 mana to draw that first card from the Acolytes if I'm doing it manual. Anyway, I don't know. I don't like Raid Leader. He's just like a very inferior alpha. Even though he gives the bonus to everyone, that costing that much more mana is generally not worth it. Like, he's not that much better. I think I'm going to take the Bloodfen Raptor, because it helps me with those early plays. I'm going to take the Duplicate. I've got some pretty good fighting guys here, I think. Good things worth duplicating this time. I mean, it anti-combos with Mirror Image. I got to watch out for that. But I only have 1 Mirror Image so far. Okay, here are some first, like, killing spells. No AoEs yet. I also have no good single target. This is really good single target, but I think I'm going to take the Cone of Cold just because I have, like, nothing. It's got to compensate a lot. We'll take the Micro Machine. You can be a death machine under certain circumstances. Still have very little taunt. I'm going to take the Frost Elemental because it's bigger. I don't know. This deck has got a lot of stats, but I've got, like, no spells for a wizard, and it's really messing with me. I guess we'll go Flesh Eating Ghoul, because you never know, it could work out really well. If I had more... This guy is, like, the best guy. He's so awesome! And I have, like, 2 mechs! No, 3. I got Harvest Golem, Micro Machine, the Shredder, and the Nullifier. I have 4 mechs. I think that's enough to take him. This guy is so good in like constructed and stuff like that. I'm gonna have a hard time making him work in this, but I should really sort of be taking the Blizzard. But even if I don't have a mech, this guy's a 5/4 for 4 is fine. The problem is that I'm gonna hold him in my hand waiting for a mech, and I'm gonna screw myself that way. I need the Flame Cannon because I don't have stuff to kill things. Flame Strike. There we go. Yes! More Flame Strikes. More duplicates. Did I have that exact same row earlier? I guess not. What, the Mind Control tech or the Counter Spell? I already have 2 duplicates and a, 2 duplicates and a Mirror Entity. This would give me some variety of counter spells, although it doesn't really matter how much actual variety I have. This is the arena. I'm only playing this person with this deck once ever. Probably. And even if I play them again, they won't have seen enough of my deck. They won't know what secrets I have. So it's not like I was playing as a friend all the time and I want to have that variety. On the other hand, when you counter a spell, it can be very strong. It can really mess up your opponent's plan. Or I could go with the Mind Control tech, who is another guy. I gotta go with the Mind Control tech. He's another guy. And he can be amazing. Mostly he's another guy. We're gonna go Brewmaster or Bodyguard. I still don't have very much taunt. I think the Brewmaster is way better than the Bodyguard, but my deck isn't that great. It's got some battle cries, but it's mostly expensive battle cry stuff. The Brewmaster is like a better card, but I'm going to take the Bodyguard because I don't have that much taunt. I'm going to need it, I think. Running low on cards. The Snow Chugger would be great. He's another mech for my guy, but I think I need the Frostbolt more. I have hardly any direct damage, hardly anything that kills creatures other than 2 Flame Strikes. I'm not complaining about having 2 Flame Strikes. I'm just saying, I think I need more stuff. So even though I really want the Snow Chugger, both because he's awesome, because he thwarts people with weapons, and because he would be another mech to trigger my Goblin Blast Mage, I think I've got to take the Frostbolt. So this guy's not my favorite, but he's still quite decent. Or I could take the Rocketeer because I have no fireballs. Or like a bad fireball. Or I could take the Mirror Entity, which conflicts with my duplicates pretty badly. But it would help me keep myself alive somewhat. That is tough. So I'm going to go with the Mirror Image. I'm going to take the Harvest Golem. I'd kind of rather take the Scarlet Crusader at this point, but more mechs will help out with that guy. And the last card is not a great card. I mean, in the right deck, the Deathlord is pretty strong. I don't want to do that in the arena. I think it's going to backfire way more than he's going to help my deck. The Sapper is a 2/4 for 3. I guess that's fine. I mean, the target dummy could help trigger the Blast Mage, but I'm not that desperate for taunt or for mechs. He still doesn't do very much for a card, especially I have 2 mirror images. Like, no. The Goblin Sapper is a 2/4 for 3. He's fine. He just comes out and fights. If I ever get in a situation where he gets +4 attack, then bonus. But I'm just going to call it a bad row and take the Sapper. I mean, this deck has potential. It has a lot of stuff for fighting. It's really low on good spells, kind of, but I do have 2 duplicates, a lot of good guys to duplicate, and 2 Flame Strikes. So, honestly, if I were to rate this, seems like a pretty decent arena mage overall. It doesn't have gigantic holes in it, except it doesn't have big minions. That's what it doesn't have. I have no real fatties at all. That is going to be a little rough, since I don't have the single target killing potential either. I don't have any polymorphs, I don't have any fireballs. Big enemies come out, they're just out there. I might not be able to recover from that, even though I might have a lot of guys, and I might be able to copy good guys with the duplicate. I also have no unstable portals. I mean, you don't expect to get the unstable portals in the arena, and the flame strikes are more important, but unstable portals can win a lot of games. Going first, and a lot of my deck is 4-cost stuff. I think I'm going to pitch him... I'm going to pitch both of them. So I don't have that many really expensive things. I'll probably just get another couple of 4-cost guys. No, I've got the apprentice mirror image start, sort of. I'm not going to play the mirror image because I'm planning on playing her next turn, and I'd rather just my opponent not know that I have the mirror images when he's planning his plays. Because he's got to decide what to coin out, and he may decide differently if he realized that I had a mirror image spell, which, like, actually 2 images to protect her. Of course, if I had the coin, I would have just cast her mirror image right away and had a giant army out. Okay. I could also just shoot him. Instead of putting her out and letting him kill an image. I think I can shoot him later, though. I think I'm going to do this. I don't know. I probably should have just shot him, but it's like, this gives me stuff in play. If I just shot him, I'm not getting stuff in play, and I'm throwing off my, like, curve. So is he going to blow her up, or what? Going into Mech Wolfer. That could potentially be bad. Whoa, okay, that is some serious stuff. Fortunately, Cone of Cold is 1 cheaper for me. I think I'm going to Cone them. I'm going to take a risk and not kill that now. I'm going to hope I can just shoot it next turn. I mean, he can't silence it with Earth Shock. That would be counterproductive. He could silence it with something else, but even if he's silencing it, it's going to lose his Wind Fury, so that's not the end of the world. I mean, if he gets out a Healing Totem and heals his stuff, that would be pretty annoying. It's 1 in 4 chance, if he even tries. Next turn, if she's still alive, I can cast one of these and shoot something. Okay. I'm okay with that. Oh, is that better? I don't think so. I mean, I want to shoot that. Getting out of the mirror entity would probably be very good. Having him out would let this hit for 1, but that doesn't do me much good. And yes, you do 1 more damage, but yeah. You don't want the duplicate. But they're going to shoot this. I think I'm going to go mirror entity. And I think I'm going to kill this guy. I've gotten pretty good use out of her, but I think I'm going to be in a worse situation if I leave that out there. Am I? Just hit him. No, I'm worried about if my opponent gets, like, a lightning storm or something, just, like, AoEs my stuff. Chain lightning. Fork lightning, that's the one. Fork lightning's my guys. I think I could have been in a really bad place. So he's determined I don't have a duplicate. Now he's got to figure out... Okay, he's not casting anything big this turn. Which is too bad. He gets the healing, but he didn't do anything, really, which is interesting. I can play this guy and draw a card from him. That's probably the best I can do.
Hey, speak to me.
Not very exciting. It's like an expensive Arcane Intellect. That might do 1 damage to this guy, but it'll get healed. So, he's really not accomplishing very much. If I had taken the Gnome instead, it would have been a 2/4. I still would have drawn a card, but he'd actually be almost useful, because he could say, kill this, and not just be killed for free right now.
What to do?
Oh well. It'd be nice to get out the duplicate before this guy, but I don't think it's going to work out. I think I'm going to need to put him out and... I don't know what. Okay. So I get a naked 4/4, no abilities, but it's not the worst. Draw me a card. I really wish I could put out a duplicate and then put him out. As much as I don't think he's the ultimate guy. Can't play the duplicate and anything I want to play is the problem.
I wonder.
Well, I guess I won't then. I'll kill that. Play that. Play this guy, he's just going to get killed by that, but I don't know if that's so bad. I can Flame Strike next turn if a whole bunch of stuff comes out. Yeah. The thing that makes Mirror Entity really good is the fact that your guy effectively has haste. Like, your guy can... you have copy. Yours doesn't get a battle cry, but yours can attack before the original. Which is pretty darn good. So, Flame Striking doesn't solve this problem quite right. This guy still have a hit point, and that's sad. I could just buff him, or I could just attack and then shoot him. That's pretty good. So actually, if I use the Goblin Blast Mage, it might work out. I can trade this guy for that. That's fine. Let's do it. Now, is he what I want to duplicate? I don't know. I could kill him and then put out the duplicate. Although this guy will get healed for one. No, that's really bad. Really bad. No, we're just going to do this. Reversing Switch is interesting. I could flip him and he'd be a 3-4, he wouldn't be able to heal. I don't know how useful that is. I can just shoot this thing. That'll probably help. And I'll reverse him. Why not? I'm sure that's a waste, but in the immediate tactical situation, it looks useful. It used the 1 mana I had left, and it reduces force significantly. If for some reason he didn't manage to kill this guy, he would still be pretty good to duplicate. Just, I don't have that many mechs, but if with a mech, these things are death. Because a 5-4 for 4 is already decent, and then with a giant, like, arcane missile, like an extra +1 stat arcane missile. Boo! Yes! That was fantastically annoying for my opponent and awesome for me that he took the minimum damage on that big damage range, and that kept him alive. So, okay, here's what we're going to duplicate. Yep. He's overpriced. He's not the greatest at his job, but it's fine. That would be a lot of stuff to get two copies of him. That's if my opponent axes him for +3 and then use him to kill that or something. Earth Elemental bad. Okay. So if I Flame Strike him, I'm still going to have to trade my guy. Or I could Dark Iron him up to 7, then shoot that, trade. I won't get him duplicated, obviously, but actually that's leaving me in a pretty decent situation, so I'll do that. Or does it? Because I won't have enough mana to cast the Shredder anymore. Oh, whatever. It still seems like the best deal. I'm getting set up for a Flame Strike soonish. I probably shouldn't have played him because it allows this guy to get more use. He's got the healing totem out too. Yeah, I really shouldn't have played this guy. But I can't, not playing stuff seems so bad. But in that case, I really... Oh, I have the duplicate. I forgot I had the duplicate. That is the dumbest thing ever. Good reasons I was not supposed to play that. That was an incredibly bad move on my part. Thinking of too many things, get confused, and dumb. Automatically kills him. Awesome. I could have been in a good place if I had not played that piece of shit. Bad. On the plus side, I can Flame Strike them, which is probably a waste of a Flame Strike, but I gotta do something here. Already in stupid mode anyway. I'm gonna save my mirror image as a surprise. So dumb. I'm supposed to be using the duplicate. Think about what you get duplicated. I always screw it up somehow. I think if I had a mirror image, I would have thought of it. But because these guys, not normally what I play with Mage and stuff like that, I was not thinking of it, and totally screwed it up. It was stupid. I turned my duplicate into, like, a failed Sense Demons. That's what I did.
Mind if I roll need?
My opponent has an army, and I have crap. He has healing totems all day long. It's kind of annoying. Okay, so I could Frostbolt. I guess that's what I'm going to do. Even though I have a shortage of things like that. Try to suppress the pet population. Don't be fooled into thinking I have control here, because my opponent has a million cards and I have one. And they get totems. This game is looking like a lost cause, mainly because I blew my duplicate. That was so stupid. All I had to do was not spend the mana, just not play the guy. Wait till my guy something good gets duplicated. Oh, and he's got an Earth Shock too, as well as a Giant Fatty. Then again, my deck sucks at dealing with Giant Fatties. Awesome. I should have just used all them to kill that guy, but I didn't. So I'm going to mirror image. And not play him because this guy will just squash him. It's not like I have big fat cards in my deck. Okay, so he kills one, kills a second one, unless he's got a card. If I have the chance again, I should really trade all these guys to kill that. It was silly not to. Although I got some damage in, it was nice. All he's got to do is kill one of these or get the taunt, and I'm going to be messed up.
You gotta be kidding me!
Wow, that is some serious stuff you got there. Flame Strike. So instead of him, I can Flame Strike. And then I can basically kill everything with all my junky guys. So that's what we're going to do. How best to do it? Do I want to leave him alive? I do have more health, but it will go down very quickly. I could use this and shoot and hit for 5. And it's pretty risky. Well, let's do it. I feel like I'm not in a great place. Let's take stupid risks. The 1 damage isn't worth it. Let's get that guy for 1 so that I can shoot him at will. I realize I'm going to have no army now instead of a 1/1. But, I mean, he could just axe one of them anyway. If I wasn't a mage, I would be in a bad situation there, but hopefully I can shoot him. If he gets a healing totem, then I will be sad. Time Rewinder. That's also going to make me sad. That's pretty bad.
I am ready! You gotta be kidding me!
I'm in trouble.
Magic detected.
Gets another spare part. He's at 9 health, but again, I have no fireballs. I used my frostbolt. That was like my best direct damage. I basically have no way to kill him if he can keep putting out stuff and keep the pressure on. I am going to lose. And there's nothing I can do about it. I don't have any big guns that can come out and save the day. He's got a healing totem, so he's even taking half damage from my guys beating on that thing. He's had all healing totems all the time, and unlike when I get healing totems, it's actually been pretty useful for him. Wow, this would be a great time to draw a fireball if I don't have. That's not going to work. Aha! He's got 3 attack now. You notice how close this game is? It's so close that if I hadn't screwed up my goddamn duplicate, I probably could have won. Game over. I wasn't really coming back anyway, but that's pretty game over. I've already used both flame strikes. If I had a third flame strike right now, that could almost save me, but not quite. Off to an awesome start. I think my deck is still okay. I totally could have won this. I think it would have been even closer, and it's hard to be much closer than this and not have won. If 2 of those 0-cost 1/1s were actually like Dark Iron Dwarves, the situation would be different. Yeah, it works out perfectly. Looking around. Yep. Awesome. It's my own damn fault. I don't know how I always screw those up. But anyway, we're going to see if I can play my deck properly next time. If you enjoyed this, please activate the like button. And don't forget to subscribe to Demonet Games for more Hearthstone Arena and other gaming videos.